Today on Derek Does, we're doing this. Hi, welcome back to another Derek Does. I'm Derek, and if you're new here, please subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. If you have any questions about this or other videos you've watched, put them down below, and I'll try to answer them as fast as I can. And if I can't, hopefully somebody who's watching, perhaps a viewer or subscriber, will be able to answer that has a little more knowledge about the ins and outs than I do. So today I'm doing something that's kind of cool. This is something that you can find on your own. They're not that rare, but they're still kind of cool. These are, well, it's this, and there's different versions of this. This is an unbranded leather jacket, probably from the 70s. I would say probably from the 70s, maybe late 60s, mid 70s, just from looking at some of the hardware and everything that's on it. These were jackets after World War II. All the leather manufacturers stopped making jackets for the most part for the military. They still made the G1, that continued on, but obviously the A2 was gone. Everything was cloth, or it was nylon, or synthetics. So they still had all these skilled workers and everything set up to make leather jackets. So what they did is all the people who maybe didn't go to World War II they liked the look of a G1, or they liked the look of different types of leather jackets and jackets in general from the war. And so they still reproduced, I wouldn't say reproduced, but they still made jackets that look based on the original jackets. And this is what this is. This is a jacket. It just says genuine leather. There is no, I was looking up, trying to figure out who made this. There were other manufacturers that would just make they would just make jackets, put a generic tag on them, and then they would sell those in different stores around the countries, either here or elsewhere. This is what this is. This could have been made by a really well-known leather manufacturer, or it could not be made by a leather. You just don't know. And I don't know if anyone's ever gone that deep into trying to figure out who made what. And this is just one of many, this tag. So these is not just this tag. But if you find a jacket that looks like this tag, just know that they just call it a generic brand because we don't know who made it. So this is a G1 version. It has hand warmer pockets, which they never had. It's lined in this synthetic Sherpa. I don't know what you can call that. And then also has the fur collar, which I don't believe is real fur. I believe it's also synthetic also. But it's a cool jacket. It has some great wear on it. And if you're looking for a jacket that's kind of inexpensive, like this jacket would be $150 or less, probably. I'll put this up on eBay actually coming up, and I haven't really come up with a price yet. I have to see what these things are kind of selling for, but I'll show you this particular one. And if you are a 42 long, this could be the perfect jacket for you. I'm kind of a 42 long because I have long arms. I don't really have the long body, but I have the long arms, and this jacket fits fantastic. So you can kind of see how this jacket fits me when I put it on. And so what we'll do is I kind of usually talk about the item. I'll wear the item if I can to show you what it looks like, and then I'll do close-ups. We'll put it on the hanger and we'll look at all the details of the jacket. So that's usually how I do my videos. So, but this jacket again is, I don't think it's horsehide. It might be. It's not goat. The original G1s were always goat, and I don't like goat hide myself. I don't like the feel of it, but this one isn't goat. I think it might be horse actually. It may be cowhide, but it's got some really great graining on it, which sometimes you don't get quite that much with cowhide, and usually get it with horse. This could be horse, I know, but it's a thinner, it's not like the super thick, heavy horse, like in the 40s jackets, like a work jacket, which is a different type of jacket. This is more of just a winter fashion jacket to look cool that you could pick up and not actually have to buy a G1, which at this time would have been still worn, so it's a little different. But anyway, without further ado, I'll put the jacket on. You can take a look how it looks on me, and then I'll do some close-ups of what a generic jacket from the 70s kind of looks like. And this would be great if you're a motorcycle guy. This would be the perfect jacket for you in 1970. Or if you're trying to go for that look of that 1970s Harley guy or Triumph or whatever your Honda, I guess it's 70s, this could be the jacket for you if it fits you. So it's a cool jacket that still says, it doesn't say I'm wearing something that's, 80 years old, but you know it's vintage and you know it's been loved. So let's put it on. All right, so here's the jacket on, and you can see it really fits me nicely. I feel really comfortable in this. It's got room. It comes right to the shoulders, which is great. The arms are good. Again, I'm a 42 chest. I'm about 155 pounds, just slightly over 5'10", in that range. And this is a 42 long, and kind of gives you an idea how it fits. So if you're looking for this style of jacket, use that as your basis. And maybe, if you're a little bigger, go with a 44 if you find one, or a 46. Or if you're smaller, go with a 40 or 38. So the jacket, I'll do it unzip first. It's got this really nice wide collar on it. And then zipped. Give you an idea of that. And again, you have 2 hand warmer pockets, which are nice. This one got some issues on this hand warmer pocket. This one's okay. We'll get into that as we look at the details, but here you go. So here is the jacket, and we'll look at some details of it. You can just see, here's some of the grain I'm talking about. It just has this really nice, the patina on this jacket is just great. This jacket was loved. Look at the grain on that. Sometimes guys go crazy just to try to get similar grain on a jacket. And this is just, I won't say it's a mall jacket, but it kind of is. So anyway, so you can see it's the classic G1. It's got the fur collar, it's got the 2 front pockets, the zipper, the cuffs, but it's not really a G1. Now inside, this is the pocket I'm talking about that has issues. It's actually missing the pocket bag. So if you come here, the actual bag itself, someone has ripped it out somehow for some reason, but it does snap over. This one does have the original pocket bag here. Yeah, it's just gone. And it would look like that. So it wouldn't be that difficult to get a new pocket bag made for this. Again, it's just a piece of cotton that's sewn around it. So it's not that difficult. And if you look here, I noticed the actual tag. I don't know if anyone can make heads or tails of that, or who makes it, although most of it's kind of sewn up here, so some of the tag is actually, you can't read it, but that's the tag. So it's just got the brass zipper, or the brass snaps, and here you can see it's got a nice talon, 1-2, and it has because it's a 70s aluminum, it's got the T down there, and it's not marked on that, so it's a double marked. It's a nice aluminum talon. And if you remember, like from the G1s, or the M65s, they stopped using the aluminum zippers in 69 or 670 is when they stopped. So this is, I would say this is early, or this is just right, up to 75 in that range. And on the inside, it's got this Sherpa lining. It's kind of like a fake fur. And then has the classic, if you need to get it cleaned, go to R. Sherman in New Jersey. I see this on a lot of vintage non-military jackets. They have that sort of thing. Here you've got your cuffs, and it is lined all the way down. It's not this type of lining. It's more like a quilted lining, I believe, going down through the arms. Doesn't have a storm cuff on it. And then on the back side, it doesn't have the belted back on it. It's just a straight. But it is, you can tell it's a better made leather jacket because there's one piece of leather there. One thing that if you notice, if you're into leather jackets, if it has a seam going down the middle and it's not as like a decorative seam, like a sunburst or something, it's because the leather company is trying to save money by using thinner pieces or smaller pieces cut from a hide. This takes up a lot of space on a hide, and if you can cut that up, you can get more jackets from a hide. So that's a sign, kind of a sign of quality, in a way. And then here you can see, I mean, look at the graining on the arms where they've been really used. There's no vents or anything on this one. And maybe you can tell from how it's sewn who actually made this. I don't know. But you can see it's really, besides that, you know, except for, you know, the actual wear and tear, it's really nice. The actual cuffs are really nice. They're not really moth-eaten. Although maybe they're not wool, maybe it's a polyester. And then on the underside of the, normally I want to see USN on it, but it doesn't exist here. But it's got a nice collar that you can raise up. You can see it's just a nice, it's a well-made jacket. And this is the tag that we're looking at. And it just says genuine leather 42, and then has this like kind of like a WB up here in the crest, but I don't know who actually makes that. But this is the jacket. It's a nice looking jacket. It really is. And if you get one that fits you, it looks even better. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode on an unbranded 70s leather jacket that looks like a G1. I don't know how else to describe it. But if this is something that you're interested in, you know, look for these. You can find these. They're not that uncommon. I do see these. They're getting a little more uncommon just because they're from the 70s. So again, you know, they're 50 years old, so they're harder and harder to find. But they're really cool jackets. It's just a nice, it's like if you didn't want to destroy your G1, but you still wanted to get a little rough, this would be the type of jacket to wear because you don't care about it quite as much as you do like an original military one. And it's just a cool jacket. I mean, how is it not a cool jacket? I mean, any leather jacket, for the most part, is kind of a cool jacket. So if this is something you're interested in, again, I'll put it up on eBay coming up in the next couple days, and just look for that. It's a 42 long. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Check out all my other episodes I've done on different jackets and clothing and sewing. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So check it all out. I'm sure you're gonna like something of it. And I'll see you on the next Derek Does. And thanks for watching.